So,
So I guess we had better discuss what has just happened.
yes.
I guess, apart from my the business of the caravan, the one amongst us is probably impacts the most is yourself, Hire.
Haya nods. It's upsetting, to say the least. And Donovan, the way you said it implied that he was still floating around on this plane. But from what I could gather,
I'm able to see the astral plane.
Donovan, she looks somewhat cross. You can't pull spirits from the astral plane. That is what's considered a no-no.
Well, the evil force is doing it. Why can't I?
Does he actually say that?
No.
As much as I don't want to get in the way of your religious discussion, I am mindful that we have some decisions to make.
Please.
According to Anna, the water will drop sufficiently by tomorrow midday for us to start our crossing. And there should be enough light for us to complete it by the evening. I am under contract, so I must continue with the caravan. And given where we are, our options are small. We can cross the river and continue on our way to where Clay marked out where this serendipity is, and with perhaps the help of a couple of you, look to suitably investigate the area before the caravan arrives there. Or we could perhaps travel in parallel to the lakes that Clay described to me, thereby avoiding this site, and make our way past, but parallel to it, on the way to this trading settlement. We cannot go east, for it is clear that there are tribes of wolf riders, which I personally like to avoid. I feel the caravan would be well disposed to an attack by them. And for reasons of contract, I cannot go south. We cannot. We are at a point where we could try to go west at this point, but that would involve us re-entering the forest, and given the last time we were in the forest, I'm not sure that's necessarily a better option for us. These are my thoughts. I welcome those of others.
Haya says, I believe we should carry on to the Serendipity settlement, or whatever's left of it. The spirit spoke of those who might be left behind. Those who were left behind or left stranded as a result of the assault. And I'm interested in investigating further about these violent people with their strange weapons. Donovan?
Yeah, Donovan just kind of sits there.
Haya looks back to Matthias.
What of you, Ferdinand Vanning? I wonder whether or not, whilst I am sympathetic to a desire to understand more, I wonder what actual positive outcome us going to this place now has. Clearly there is danger there. It doesn't sound as if there's much of a settlement there. And personally, I would propose that we go with the Caravan Master's second suggestion, which is to skirt the lakes and avoid this place. There's no settlement there to invest in or build a temple in or trade with. Clearly there sounds as though there may be there in this other settlement to the north, which seems to be controlled by the people who've effectively taken control of the area. My concern if we go to this serendipity is not only may we come into hostile contact, but also we may be accosted by these wolf riders who are clearly operating in this area. I don't know if they go as far as the lakes, but it's possible that if they live here in the hills, they may not. But I'm not an expert on these things.
I see. One of my main reasons for why I wish to go to Serendipity is that violent assault sometimes leaves lingering spirits, and I believe we would do well to put them to rest, lest they escape and run free.
I don't believe that any spirits would be left there, even if there was a great amount of violence. From what we've just experienced, I believe that the thing to the northeast might have already claimed them. Which reminds me,
Perhaps.
I kind of do a little jolt as Lily comes out of me. Lily, why did you seem anxious whenever you were coming back with him?
Do you want to describe Lily?
Lily looks like a human teenage girl, about 16 years old. She has blonde hair that's like up in a ponytail. And she's like dressed in somewhat peasant looking clothes. Completely see-through.
So she's translucent.
She is a ghost.
But in full color.
But in full color, yes. Apparently. I don't know.
That it feels as if something is watching, or that your calling drew attention, Donovan.
Oh fuck, I look out for Levi. Is Levi still under the ground?
I felt that same hunger that I felt with what happened to us in Galton.
Haya narrows her eyes.
Well, I'm hungry. Donovan starts looking around for the piles of chicken Matthias usually has. The totally horse beef. mean, cow beef. It's cow beef. I'm telling myself it's cow beef.
I have mixed feelings. I think Vanim makes a good point.
Yes.
But like you higher, I'm also curious to know what has happened. I would suggest the following. I think we cross the river. We take the caravan parallel to the lakes. And then once we have crossed the second river, we stop and we send out a suitable group to go and look for this serendipity and to make what inquiries they will. If indeed we feel it is safe and there are people there that need aid or are open to trade, then I am happy to bring the caravan there. If, however, indeed there is nothing there but the dust of crushed dreams, as Donovan would have it, then I see no benefit in risking the caravan by bringing it there.
Haya
Is that-
nods.
Agreeable, priestess?
Yes, I do not believe we need to drag the entire horse and cart, as it were, just for an investigation.
Vanim, Ferin, is that an acceptable compromise? Yeah, I think that is eminently reasonable. Very good. Then we are agreed.
Donovan, I would like to speak with you. Haya says as she turns to leave.
Any chance that memory lapse would affect that entire
Oh,
event?
fucking try it.
Do I have modified memory? Let me just like hold on to you for like 15 minutes. I follow her.
Okay.
Haya's walking back towards the Pharasmans. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, now would be a good time. She shoots him a look. It's quite severe.
Well, back in Galt, just before I was planning on leaving to find a new place, there was a boy that was possessed. I managed to get the spirit out of him. Well, this boy killed his parents, and I got the spirit out of him. It took over me for some time. And it almost pushed me out of my body and sent my mind flying in this direction.
Does he
And-
point, or did he just say this direction?
This direction. Lily and a few of the townsfolk managed to beat it down, but it took off this way. The pull kind of seemed like what happened with Yasin, so I've never seen anything like this before, and I just want to deal with it as it's hurting people. I was hoping that once I found the source of this, with my abilities, I'll be able to take it down. It's just back then it was a matter of while I was taking over, I might have hurt somebody.
Admirable, Haya says.
So I was hoping to deal with this myself, but seeing as you're a priest of Pharasma, and honestly a lot better at getting rid of these things than I am, I guess I should ask for your help. So, would you help me in getting rid of this thing?
I believe we should be able to help one another, Haya says. Although I would appreciate no further deception.
I
And she looks at him. You did not tell me that you would be calling a spirit back from the River of Souls once it had already been sent on its way. And is that not what you did in the tent?
That is what I did in the tent. I attempted to send it back, but it wasn't.
You pulled a spirit from the River of Souls, and it was lost on the mortal plane. That is... She looks up at the stars. Very, very bad.
Yes, it is.
And you could have foreseen this?
My divinations...
Not divination-wise, common sense-wise. You knew that there was a spirit that was pulling people, pulling other spirits to it.
I did not fully know that it was capable of stealing away other spirits. Just that it is one that got away. Whenever
She's
you're
quiet for a
possessed by a
second.
spirit, things get a little weird. So what I saw, I assumed was just the home of this thing, not me actually being pulled.
Haya says, no more callings. If that man, well, the spirit of that man that you called, was truly to be the ruler of the Serendipity settlement, and now he has been pulled somewhere, possibly to become a restless one. Haya shakes her head. I fear what we just did was very, very foolish. I shall have to consult with my goddess. I suspect she will not be pleased with either of us. Aya just shakes her head.
I hope I can atone for what's been done, and hopefully bring peace to the family that's been slain by this. And the others that we may not know of.
This is to become our quest, Donovan, I believe.
We may need to look after any souls that... of those that may be slain around us. I would very much prefer for this not to happen again.
Aya sighs. Damnation. I will have to devise some means to protect the fallen from being stolen away. I cannot see where the spirits go. I only know that they go.
I was raised by them, so I am very much able to see them.
And you will have to be my eyes.
He nods.
That is all, Donovan.
He walks off to his tent.
Haya sighs as she continues to walk on. Sakel says, well, that went well. Haya just shakes her head. And that's that.
And that is that. 1 minute, guys.
That happened.
Well, isn't that pleasant? Haya is not pleased that Donovan, how shall we say, abused her goodwill.
Donovan is just pleased that the spirit didn't get to go back to the river.
I mean that he pulled it out of the river to begin with.
Yeah, but he's gonna put it back.
No.
It's fine as
not
long
okay.
as you put it back.
No. Because then shit like this can happen.
Uh, like, during the whole time it was going off, I was looking through all my spells to see if there was anything I could do. And the only thing that dawned on me after the fact is that Levi might have been able to try to pull it. But that did not occur to me then.
Next time.
Next time.
Man. Why does life have to be so hard?
I don't know, man.
We're so fucked. Fucking
Well-
Hastus and Melina are getting framed for murder. Murder most foul. I had Hastus's voice inside my head going, I did fucking not!
Yeah.
You're a bad man, Hestus.
Ah! This is the Hastus fucking throwing rocks at plants. Upset that not only was his commanding officer a traitor probably, and now his lieutenant is dead, but that he's the one who has to pick up all the slack, and now he's getting accused of murder with weird weapons from fucking Yasin. He liked Yasin. He's not gonna be happy when he gets the news. Fucking caravan shows up. Hastus to tell us you're wanted for murder. Excuse me? All the shit going on and you want me for murder?
Yeah. So
And then
Pat
Blade.
and I've been sharing that little secret for a little while now. So
What? That assassins took the forms of Hastus and Melina
Yeah.
and went.
yeah, well,
I
something
don't-
like that.
Yeah.
Like, I really, like, want to know if they're, like, shapeshifters or using disguise self, if they have something else.
It might just be.
Because if they have Numerian technology, they could just, I kind of doubt Ego would go into bringing, like, actual technology into the game. So, probably wouldn't be one of those, like, weird things that replicate.
And if I was going to do anything like that, it would be much later in the game.
Yeah.
I've made that clear. So. Anyway, right. So that was exciting. Do any of you wish to do anything before the next day?
No.
Okay.
The next morning, I am going to ask that question I sent to you. How pissed is Pharasma at me?
Yeah, Haya will spend the night in meditation because she fears she just made a serious transgression.
You know, I had, like, a question I was going to ask after the whole thing, but then there was the interaction with,
Ask a priest. Yeah, what are you asking me for?
No, he's doing the whole, like, asking the spirits because he's scared to ask the priest, because the priest are just going to be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Well,
So,
If Haya were more Morwen-like, she might throw things at Donovan.
yeah.
like, the other question he would have asked is, just who is Hastus Tellus? But he's like, no. God, how bad is it?
Astus Estellus.
Atellus, whatever.
No, it is Atellus, but Yacid pronounced it Estellus.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Just who is Astus Estellus? Oh, we don't know. Who the fuck is that?
He's a potter in Apara.
Oh, okay.
That helps me.
Yeah. Just think it may not just be Lucio with wanted posters soon.
Great.
So, following day.
Astus didn't want to become a bandit king, but god damn it.
There appears to be a vacancy.
Now, who
May
is
as
going to
well.
be king?
Nobody else is gonna order the mess of poor boomtown settlers to make a farm.
Okay, so, um, uh, following day, then, there is a flurry of activity. Matthias is barking orders. Anna, put her interesting contraption away and is organizing the caravan into sections. And they're clearly spending the morning making their preparation for kind of sending discrete convoys across at a time to the other side.
I summon a dolphin and ride around on it for a little bit.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Never mind.
Right. Well, to be fair to Donovan, Matthias did say you would pay for your passage through entertainment, and you're certainly doing a fine job of that.
That's true.
Yeah.
He does provide some diversion.
Indeed. From the monotony of caravan life.
Oh, I would actually be singing during this time. So long and thanks for all the fish. Because it's a dolphin.
Yes.
Yep.
It's hopefully not prophetic words. Around lunch, sort of midday, Hire will notice that Matthias will read from a scroll, as he did before, and a bridge will appear across the river, which is now subsided down to its kind of normal width. And Anna will lead the first kind of convoy across to the other side.
I'm gonna go ask Matthias, what spell is that?
It's greater creation.
Oh.
No, I don't know what it is.
Is that an actual spell, or is that just a thing?
Oh, yeah, creation's a spell.
I mean, like,
Major
what
creation.
he's doing. Because I don't want to, like, put him in a spot where he's just like, oh, it's a thing.
Hmm?
But, Matthias, what is that lovely, lovely skull you had there that just turned ash? What sort of spell is that?
It is something I acquired from some business associates of mine in return for a service that I did them. have it in my spell book, but I can create scrolls of it from time to time. Although the people who gave it to me as payment have asked me not to sell it on.
Uh-huh. Alright.
It is very useful
Yes, it
for a
is.
caravan.
The best I have are these. I kind of like motion back to the river with like dolphins jumping around in it.
Your skill as an entertainer continues to proceed, I see, Donovan.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to thank you for last night. I know that it may have created difficulty with the priestess, but we said that going this way, I had heard that there were angry spirits in these lands, and it would appear it is the case. And without your foretelling, we may have potentially walked into something. So my thanks for that.
It was a helpful reminder to why I was here.
No, I don't understand what happened afterwards. It is not. I use the arcane arts in a very practical way, Donovan. I focus first and foremost on my business. What little I learned at school with my family paid for me to go to those many years ago is useful, flexible.
I also
Right.
make sure to only have practical uses for my abilities. I say as a dolphin does a flip behind me.
Yes, quite. Well, thank you again.
I nod and ride a dolphin to the other side.
Matthias will seek out Sakel.
Skel is there, sharpening his axe, which is quite large and somewhat odd-looking. He looks up at Matthias.
I'd appreciate if you could go and do some scouting to once we cross the river. If you do some scouting towards the west, I understand from Clay that you might have to travel a few miles, but that eventually you should reach the border of this lake here. Apparently there's some island in the lake, although Clay wasn't able to answer any questions regarding it. I would propose that we would travel not necessarily on the shoreline, but close to it, and therefore away from any kind of game thoroughfares and these hills. But before I lead the caravan there, I would at least like some form of reassurance that I'm not walking into something, some danger or threat that is unknown.
Sakel nods, and he blows on the blade of his axe a little, dusts it, and then puts it in a belt loop. He says, "I'll go then."
Very good.
He tells Hyatt that he's heading out to scout.
Okay. You cross a bridge. You notice that Anna is trying very hard to get the convoys moving across the bridge as quickly as she can. You walking on the bridge is a slightly strange experience. Get to the side, and presumably you go west as suggested.
Yes. We'll head on. Take him a
Okay.
little while. He's unencumbered. He's wearing light armor, so it doesn't take him too long. Probably.
Okay, and how far will you travel west?
I think he'll probably follow the river until it meets the lake, or at least it should, because that's how flowing water usually works.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll just keep going until he reaches the lake.
Okay. So you so it's gonna be how many days are you gonna travel?
Maybe, let's say 1 day.
Okay, so it's sort of early afternoon by the time you set off. You can travel for a day, so 24 hours,
Yeah.
and are you double moving?
I believe he will.
Okay. So by the time you come to early afternoon the following day, you have not quite reached the end of the river, but you can at least see at the horizon point the river start to open up and stretch out into a lake.
Seems good. He'll probably continue on then.
Okay. You continue onwards, and by the evening, you would start to have got now a view of what is quite a reasonably large lake.
All right.
You'd you would say well, certainly it's as far out to the horizon in most directions, the point where you can see.
So probably
within its centre, though, dominating it is a landmass, an isle indeed. Some, I don't know, maybe 3 miles by 2, something like that. Upon which is a rather grand and very old-looking ruin of a tower. Do you have any kind of, I don't know,
ocular thing?
Yeah.
Nope. But his eyes are very keen because he's an elf.
Yeah. You'll note that there are some strange kind of lights dancing around the tower.
Strange kind of lights, eh? Does that sound like a knowledge nature check?
If you wish.
Not the worst.
No, could be fireflies. Might be something else. We don't know.
At least he knows enough to know that he doesn't know.
Indeed.
That's always a good
So
thing to
he'll
know
mark
that
that
you
down.
don't know.
Yeah, he'll mark that down as strange stuff around the tower, the lonely tower in the middle of the lake. And since his elfishness is worn off by now, he'll probably look to switch his movement versus rest phases. So he'll rest during the day and move during the night.
Okay.
He's hopefully his 150-foot dark vision will be enough.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
And he'll look to scout along the banks of the lake. Going this way, sort of.
Yeah. So you'll notice that the land where you arrived was very much kind of it's almost like the mouth of a valley. As you're going parallel to the lake, you notice that the shoreline is inclining, so you're definitely going upwards.
Hmm.
So you've been gone day and a half now? How
Yeah,
much longer are you going to go?
probably. Let's see, it's nighttime now, so he's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At first light, he'll rest and then turn around once he's done.
Okay. So the land kind of curves around this lake, almost sort of a little bit like a semicircle. And although you don't go that far, what you're able to see is that there's almost like some kind of choke point between these two lakes where the water's very narrow. And there's a kind of an outland sort of juts out. And then, although you can't see it, clearly the water would continue. You think perhaps the water's kind of, the current's flowing downwards into this second lake. You can't see it very well, though, because the land ahead of you is higher. You suspect if you were to keep on going, you would probably get to high ground and get a good view down.
Okay, that sounds appealing. So Sakel reconsiders. But he expects that he'll have to move during the daytime if he wants to get a really good look. Unless, what phase of the moon is it?
What phase of the moon is it? It is a waning moon.
Okay, so sunlight, definitely.
Okay.
So
yeah,
he'll rest, he'll take a short rest, and then he'll move out again during the day.
Okay. The light kind of stings your eyes and takes you a while to sort of adjust to it. You still don't feel 100% comfortable. But as you journey onwards, you kind of travel parallel to the isle in the lake and then past it, and then traveling upwards where you've got this kind of protrusion of land here that's clearly up quite high. You get there and it gives you a pretty good view. Sort of here is what looks to be land quite unlike the land that you've been travelling in, some kind of salt flats, maybe swamp flats. Quite curious. It looks completely barren. And sort of exists for... It's fairly large, but then backs into the forest. This lake is quite a bit larger than the other one. So sort of a good... somewhere between twice and 3 times the size. It's quite significant. And you notice that the shoreline continues to rise so that you start to get kind of a cliff effect. Sort of
Looking over the lake?
yeah, sort of. So kind of this kind of part of the shoreline is kind of higher and kind of cliff-like looking down, and then it starts to drop down, and you guess it kind of then sort of almost kind of will then mirror the bottom of the second lake that you joined.
So there's sort of a hump we have to get over.
Yeah. You'll also notice that you think over here, where you've got these cliffs on the edge there, there's quite a lot of undergrowth and stuff there. So it would require either skirting around it or cutting the way through.
Okay, so that's on the top of the cliff? Or
Yeah.
the bottom? Yeah, okay.
At the top.
Okay, that'll affect travel times for the caravan. And that's about it.
That's about it.
Okay, Sikel will finish his rest on the high ground and then turn around.
Okay.
Traveling during the night. Because he's a dark elf.
Yeah, makes sense.
Meanwhile, while he's doing his
Yeah.
long and very physical expedition, I'm gonna fly up about 1,000 feet using levitate.
You probably shouldn't do that.
Without consulting anybody else.
Always your best plan start that way.
Yes, yes, they do. And just have a look around to see if I can see anything that might be of interest. Let's see, perception. 18. So, looking out.
Where are you looking?